On a Friday morning. It is a chilly day, January the 16th, 2026. Weather for today. Here's what we got. Looking nice for much of the day. Some rain moving in around 9 or 10 p.m. High near 60. This may be the nicest day we have, Richard, for the next 5 days because that rain moving in is going to bring some cold temperatures. Saturday, a mix of clouds and sun, 48 the high. Sunday, a bit colder, 38. And then Monday through Wednesday, we're going to be in the 30s and 40s as far as highs go.
I don't care for this.
I don't either.
Not a fan.
But today will be great.
I'd like to complain to somebody.
Okay.
Who do I call?
I do not know.
I'd like to talk to the manager, please.
Don't call me.
Okay. Don't know what's going on out there, but it is winter in Alabama, and we'll just have to kind of hunker down and deal with it for a while.
Yeah.
I hear Mrs. Claus has a line with Mother Nature.
Oh, let's talk to her.
Okay.
She may get things straightened out for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. Got
Need a little help in that arena.
End of the week here, Friday already. Look at this.
Yeah, we blew. I think this week, well, again, the first week back is a little rough because, you're still trying to get out of vacation mode.
Second week, much easier.
Yeah, I think it kind of moved along this week.
So we should be at the end of the year before we know it, really.
Well, let's not rush it, right, Richard? At our age, let's not rush it.
I still have 5 Christmas trees up in my living room. So, yeah, let's get those down. Let's get those down and put away, shall we? Got stuff to do, places to go. I was at someone else's house yesterday, and they had 5 Christmas trees up, and I was like, I don't feel so bad now. She's like,
Y'all know it's the 16th of January.
Yeah. I mean,
we're deep into the new year.
The lights
Let's
aren't
go,
coming on
Chachi.
anymore. I turned all the lights off. Does that count for anything?
No.
No?
Get the trees put away.
Man.
Come on.
Let's
go. We can do it.
She's tough.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Speaking of trees, Alabama Tree Pros can come take yours down. I'm talking about the real tree that's in your yard. The tree that you need to remove because it is a danger to your house or your neighbor's house or your power lines or whatever it may be, falling across the driveway, causing problems. They can take it all the way down to the ground and under the ground with stump grinding, or they can just trim up the branches on the top if that's what you need. They'll be happy to take great care of you at Alabama Tree Pros. Less than the other guys, fast, expert, safe, everything you need, nothing you don't. AlabamaTreePros.com if you'd like to go do some research, find out a little bit more. AlabamaTreePros.com, 308-4158. Coming up in about 45 minutes, we chat with Debbie Schlussel about what's happening in the movies. Meantime, we cover anything and everything else that is going on in the world. And you, of course, can text us at 545-9950 and take a part in what is happening on this year's show.
Check us out on YouTube, Real Talk 995 TV. That's Real Talk 995 TV. A few of you there. Good morning.
I adjusted my camera.
Hope everyone is well and you're ready for the weekend.
We're
ready for the weekend.
Ready for the 3 things. Let's do that, shall we?
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, here's what we know. An Alabama state lawmaker is introducing a bill that would make it a felony to assault or attack a politician. An attorney in Bay Minette was upset with city policies and attacked Councilman Matt Franklin last September. They threw him to the ground and stomped on him. The incident left Franklin injured. Attorney Harry Still was charged and convicted of the criminal misdemeanor. If Senate Bill 20 passes, an assault against a politician would be a Class C felony and punishable by up to 10 years in prison. I have this question. What if they throw the first punch?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The politician throws the first punch.
Yeah.
And now you're in a fight with a politician.
Assault by a politician.
Yeah,
that's
was there a loophole there for that?
Okay. Do we have stricter laws for attacking police officers?
I believe so.
I would
Yes.
understand this law applying to police officers.
Not to politicians.
Politicians are not supposed to be better than you or I, or more important than you or I.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be public servants. They're supposed to be
Correct.
serving us here. And I look at it and say, okay, it should be the same as if somebody took a swing at me, really.
It's just, this is a little, and it's a little bit different, but, I'm just giving an example here. Hate crimes. We've talked about hate crimes before.
Yeah.
I mean, to beat somebody or to kill somebody, you should fall under the same guidelines. And it seems like, why are these politicians putting themselves in a place that maybe is a little higher than your average citizen who actually voted for you and put you in office?
Yeah.
And I understand that sometimes people get upset because you've, voted a certain way on a certain thing or a certain issue, and someone gets upset. You certainly shouldn't be attacked. But
Well,
an assault is an assault, is it not?
yeah.
Citizens arrest. Here I go again.
I mean, I'm upset when I, for instance, go to Starbucks and they don't have the drink that I want. I don't take it on the barista, but if I did, why would that be less? Is that person's rights, are they lower or lesser than a politician? No, this doesn't make sense to me. This sounds like politicians trying to up level themselves. To be honest with you, I don't
Kind of like a traffic stop, let them go because they're a senator or a congressman
or a talk show host.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, we don't fall in that category.
Yeah.
We don't get
really
no special treatment for us, Richard.
Little.
It doesn't work that way.
A little bit of special
All right.
Is that you hoping?
Yes.
President Trump has said that he is considering invoking the Insurrection Act to stop the agitators and protesters in Minnesota. Currently, politicians are not helping that situation and actually encouraging protesters, which is leading to ICE officers getting injured as they continue to try to do their job. It's taken less than a week for protesters to become the deadliest in American history. Trump's threat comes after a federal immigration officer shot and wounded an illegal immigrant that attacked that officer with a shovel and a broom.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, things were off the rails. They were pulling down fences. They were trying to get to federal buildings. You've got guys now who are putting out on social media posts of weapons that they have in their hand, which is extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like things in Minnesota are being taken to the next level.
Yeah, I would be A-OK with the Insurrection Act being brought to bear here, which would be bringing in National Guard troops, basically, to put down this clamor, this crowd, this mob. I could absolutely see bringing somebody in who's going to bust a few heads and arresting these people when they misbehave. Look, protesting is fine. You want to stand on the other side of the street, you want to wave signs, whatever, knock yourself out. But this interfering, and by interfering, I mean even something as simple as blowing a whistle and trying to warn the people that ICE is after. Hey, they're after you. It's not okay. That's a problem. You're on the wrong side of the law. And I think that these people do need to be picked up. They need to be arrested. They need to spend at least a night in jail. And maybe the process itself could be the punishment. The fact that they have to hire a lawyer, the fact that they have to pay bail. Make it hard. Make it very inconvenient to do this, because I still can't for the life of me figure out the concept behind I'm going to go stop the guys who are trying to do their job. I mean, this is the job that they've been given. They're enforcing the law as it's written. Why are you trying to stop that?
Yeah, because you're only hurting yourself. So they're trying to help the citizens of your state, and it's like you're doing everything to impede that. So you want criminal, illegal immigrants to live there? Did you see how much the Somalis took from taxpayers? Are you for that? I mean, I'm trying to understand what they're for. What is the process of doing what they're doing? It's just you're anti-ICE and you're anti-Trump, period.
That's about it.
You're not even thinking about how it affects you. I mean, and they even, they broke into a couple of cars. One was an FBI car. In the back of it, a lockbox. In it was guns and ammo, and they got that. They pulled it out of the vehicle, and they stole the weapons and the ammunition. This has been taken to a whole new level, and I really hope that maybe Donald Trump does step in with the Insurrection Act.
Bring it on.
Yep. All right. Also, we knew day before yesterday, it was Verizon that had the national outage that affected thousands of customers, and it wasn't just a half hour or an hour. This went on for many people from 12 noon to, 7, 8 o'clock at night and beyond. So you're talking an awful lot of hours there. And now they're saying, okay, well, we're going to give a credit to our customers that were affected by the outage. That credit is $20.
$20. Same as in town.
$20.
Wow.
I want Verizon to talk to the business, not the little guy like me or whoever else has Verizon and we got inconvenienced because we couldn't make a phone call. Whoop-dee. I'm talking about the businesses that really were affected by this and lost maybe thousands of dollars because their business went down not being able to use that Verizon connection. I don't know, but $20, okay, to me, whoop-dee. Businesses, you might have a bigger argument here with only $20 being handed over to you.
Well, if you think about it, $20, given the fact that there's about 30 days in a month, right? If you were to go $20 per day, it would be $600. So, they're prorating this at a kind of a higher rate, to be honest with you.
Well, again, for the average, the one person that doesn't have a business that's running through Verizon, me, or you that, again, read some of the stories. It's unbelievable, some of the people that have lost money and how it affected their businesses. And I don't know, maybe those people think about using a different, a different service, because this is not the first time this has happened with Verizon.
No, it is not. But, some of the people that were most affected by this, phone sex workers, drug dealers. There's a lot of people
Y'all
that
don't
lost
listen
a
to
lot of
this.
money.
Don't listen to this.
I'm here to help. 616 with Dixon and Vining. And your thoughts are always welcome. 545-9950. Drop us a line and tell us what's going on inside that mind of yours on this fairly chilly Friday morning. It will warm up, or so we are told. Stick around. So I'm at the Walmart self-checkout earlier this week, and this song comes on the sound system. And, of course, everybody's there doing the job of Walmart employees, ringing up their own groceries, making sure that every single produce item is bananas. You know how it is.
Bananas and more bananas.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Right. Uh-huh.
And we get to the chorus. Everybody starts singing along. You can hear everybody of my age. And the woman next to me goes, "Sing it! People, sing it out!" It's like, This is hilarious. We're in the geezer squad over here. You get anybody under the age of like 30,
They're
35,
over there looking at you all
would-
like, I don't know this song.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. It's a singable song. It just kind of sticks.
It's a plus being the age that you are. It's a big plus.
Yes, that's right. It's a feature.
Yes.
It's Dixon and Finding on Talk 99.5, talk99.5.com.
We got a big plus for you, knowing someone like Craig over at Birmingham Broker to maybe sell a vehicle that you don't have the time nor the energy nor the want. I mean, you want to sell it, but you're like, I just don't have the time. And there's a lot to it. When you sell a used car, first you got to get it all shined up. Maybe the tires are like bald. They're on their last. You're like, I got to get some tires for this before. Here's the simple part of it. You take your truck or SUV or car over to Birmingham Broker in downtown Birmingham, pull it up there and let these guys take a quick look at it, and they'll tell you what they think they can sell the car for. And if it needs some shining up and those sorts of things, they can certainly do that for you as well. But the greatest part, and you don't get this when you trade a car in, you have no idea the value. There is this big game where everybody's running around on the showroom floor because they know you're going to buy a new car, so they're going to try to figure out how to give you the least for that trade-in. And it's really true if you've ever been through that experience. It's just not fun. But Craig and Keith will say, hey, this is the value of your used car. We're going to list it, we're going to find the buyer, and we're going to get it sold for you as quickly as we possibly can. You get to keep most of the equity in it. That's nice. Then you can do what you want with that money because it's yours. So get in touch with Birmingham Broker today. Sell that used vehicle through them. 2224 4th Avenue South, their website. A lot of great information. And also on Facebook. Check out Craig and Keith there as well. BHAMBroker.com is the website. BHAMBroker.com.
For the first time since 1975, the United States sees net negative migration. That is to say, more people left the country than came in. How about that?
That's amazing.
First time since 1975. Before 1975, the previous 1920s. That's how long it was since it's been that we sent more people home than showed up. Now, there is an organization that has been keeping track of these numbers, the Brookings Institution, and they say, well, Donald Trump's numbers are not exactly on the mark. Hard to believe, I know. He says that they have deported 1 million people and that 2 million people have self-deported. So that would be a nice, tidy 3 million people. I doubt somehow that is a real number because if you look at it, there's probably 20 million illegal immigrants in the United States, which means we got 15% of them all at once. I don't think so. That seems unlikely.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
What the Brookings Institution says is that it was about 315,000 people that we have managed to send packing. But that is still, it still creates a net negative flow of minus 295,000 people for the year. That is to say, almost nobody came in. Fewer people came in than ever before. And fewer, so many, like nobody's ever seen. And then, of course, we sent 315,000 people home. But they say that's not a number that is significantly larger than 2024. When Joe Biden was in charge, they say about 285,000 people were removed in 2024. But here's the difference between the 2 years. This is something I find fascinating. The 2024 numbers have to do with people that were caught largely within a few miles of the border, nabbed, turned around, and sent back. Under the Obama administration, they started calling that deportation. It's not really.
Yeah, because they're not really here.
Yeah, it's a turnaround.
Yeah.
It's a turnaround is all it is. It's I'm sorry, Pepe, turn around, go home. You can't stay here. The ones that the Trump administration, very much from the interior of the country. They're going into places like Indiana, Alabama. We've had several in this state that nobody's talking about because we don't have protesters here.
Right.
When
So
ICE shows up, the neighbors applaud. They're like, "Hey, let's get rid of that illegal immigrant couple that is, bringing down the neighborhood." But they're going into, Iowa, Minnesota, Idaho, obviously Chicago, obviously New York City. They've been at work in all of these very interior places, and they're sending home people who have been here for many, 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 many years. as opposed to the Biden administration, which was turning around people who had been here for a couple of days and calling it a deportation.
Yeah, big difference there.
He said, "Well, why aren't we doing more of that? Because nobody's coming in. Didn't you hear me?
Nobody.
Nobody is coming in.
Yeah, the border is sealed.
We had several months when the net number of people coming across the border, caught sneaking in or trying to get through, 0, none, nada, null, donut, goose egg, bupkis. How many different ways can I
I
say
think
it?
you covered them all right there, Richard.
I got a new thesaurus the other day.
Did you?
It's not a good thesaurus.
No?
Not only is it terrible, it's also
It's not
terrible.
updated?
It's terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
It's terrible.
Well,
I'm
it's
saying
like,
it's helping you out a lot.
Terrible and
Marco
terrible.
Rubio doing the, no visas, not going to do that for 75 countries right now. So that shut down. So, yeah, I would think now it's going to start working in the reverse. Be like, exit, exit, exit. Goodbye, everyone.
This is something that I've been preaching for quite some time now, and I'm certainly not the lone voice on this. I think a lot of people have said this. I'm just one of the many in the chorus, which is, how about before we pass any new laws, we try enforcing the ones that are on the books? Let's do that for like 5 years, and then if it doesn't work, then we'll pass some new laws. This doesn't just work with immigration. We could do this with gun control. We could say, every time you find a felon with a gun, it's not a question. You send him to the feds. He gets his 5 years because it's mandatory 5 years, no hope of parole, no excuses. That's a first violation. Second violation is 10 years, okay? Every single time you find a felon with a gun, you insist that the feds prosecute. The feds prosecute. How long would it be before there aren't that many guns on the street?
Well,
How long would
again,
it be before there weren't that many bad guys with guns on the street?
You're going down a road and you're living in a world that we should be in already.
Yeah.
We should already be there. But because we've gotten so willy-nilly with the laws, not enforcing them, judges, here in Birmingham, here in Jefferson County, we're dealing with judges that are letting guys back on the street and murdering people again that have no business. Thank God for Anaya's law. That's changed some things. But yeah, if if we would do what we're supposed to, and again, I'm not talking about the men and women in blue because they do their darndest, but it's like they arrest somebody, we got the guy, and then the judge goes, oh, okay, well, just slap him on the hand and let him back out again. And it's not just happening here, it's happening all over the country.
Yes, indeed.
And that's part of the problem.
Absolutely.
Enforce those laws, and the gun laws too. What a difference that would make.
Look at what the Biden administration was trying to do where the border was concerned. He kept saying he couldn't do anything without the help of Congress. Tried to pass a law that will allow 5,000 people in every day.
How dumb was that?
5,000 people a day, he claimed we needed that.
You said, Joe Biden, how are you going to do that? How are you going to manage that?
Yeah.
If you can manage that, you can manage 0, right?
So
if you can tell me that you're only going to allow 5,000 in, then you can allow 0, because otherwise I'm not believing that you can only let 5,000 in.
That was a perfect example
That was a
of
total joke.
trying to pass more laws when we weren't even enforcing the ones we had.
Yep.
And I say you could do that with drugs as well. We're constantly trying to pass new drug laws. Just enforce the laws we have on the books where drugs are concerned. Just try that for 5 years. See how it goes. I think sometimes these politicians, they want to keep these things going. Keeps the folks ginned up and excited, helps them get reelected, creates a new issue for them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. Let's just enforce the laws that are on the books. It's working where immigration is concerned thus far. Well, not in Minnesota, but anyway, we'll get to that a little bit later. 545-9950 if you want to sound off on anything. It is kind of a phone it in Friday.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're loosey-goosey here today.
That's right.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think is there somebody named Lucy Goosey? You ever stop to think of that? I feel kind of.
There's a lot of Lucy's out there in the world.
I feel kind of bad for Lucy. You're like, I'm Lucy Goosey today. You're like, really?
I would kill my parents calling me Lucy Goosey.
That's right. Call me Brucey Goosey, please.
Way you are.
John Fogerty writing a song to his favorite snack cake. Song was originally entitled Ho Ho.
It's Friday. Can you tell, folks?
He thought that sounded
It is Friday.
sounded a little risque, so he decided to go with Susie Q. He doesn't even like Susie Q's that much.
No.
No.
What's his favorite?
Ho Ho's. He's a Ho Ho fan.
Yeah.
He loves the Ho Ho's. Frequently, he can be heard saying, "Where my Ho Ho's at?"
Okay, Richard. Did you get much sleep last night?
No,
No, I think
I
that's
did
part of the
not.
problem.
I did not.
There it is.
Yeah.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
Yeah,
going
boy.
to be a long 4 hours.
It is indeed.
3.5 hours.
6:36 Dixon Dividing Talk 995, talk995.com.
You know, I love to check out Noble Contractors' Facebook page. I'm on it right now, taking a look at the latest work that they did on this gorgeous beige-colored house. It's got a dark roof. I think it's a black roof. And they put these black gutters on this house that absolutely make it pop. What a great job Noble Contractors did on this house. And they can do the same thing for you. If you need gutters and you don't have somebody that you know can do a great job with gutters, helping you out at a reasonable price. Now, some of these places, oh my gosh, what they want for new gutters is outrageous. Go ahead and get a free estimate from them and then compare that to Daniel at Noble Contractors and his free estimate that he'll provide. It's amazing. And tell him that you're a Talk 99.5 listener when you get in touch with him, because you'll get a 10% discount on your gutters and gutter covers. A lot of people ask that. Does Daniel have the gutter covers? Absolutely. So give him a call today. Here's his direct number, 205-422-3034. Important, store it in your phone. Just put Gutter Guy and then put Daniel, 422-3034. Store it in your phone, because if you own a home, you've got gutters and all kinds of things can happen. They can fill up with leaves and debris. If you don't have the covers, get them to come out and clean that out. Maybe you've got part of the gutter that's come down. Maybe you've got some rotten rafter tails. He can fix the rotten area of the wood and get the gutter back up for you and get you back on your way. Gutters so important for your home. So when you need new gutters, when you need repair, when you need those gutters cleaned out, just call Noble Contractors. This is somebody we really believe in, and a veteran of the military. Trust him with everything. So get in touch with Daniel today. NobleContractorsALA.com. That's the website. Or check him out on Facebook or call him, 422-3034.
Well, they're trying to, by they, I mean the mainstream media, trying to sell us on the concept that Donald Trump has lost the support of a lot of his followers because he flipped somebody off at a speech.
At the Ford
Yeah.
dealership or factory.
Yeah, it was at a Ford factory, and somebody shouted out and called him a pedophile, and he flipped the guy off. And now this, America thought that was crass and unpresidential. Please, we knew who we were getting. Does anybody not know who we were getting?
Yeah, too. And you look back on some of what Joe Biden has done. He's gotten up in people's faces and called them all kinds of things.
Dog-faced pony soldier?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Got nasty with him. And by the way, somebody calls you that. You know what, Donald Trump? Flip him the bird. He deserves the bird. I mean, how that's not the way you treat a president. The president has come to the factory to try to talk to Ford and the people that work there and, hey, great job. This is exciting where Ford is going with all of this, and manufacturing is good. And the guy takes the time to flip the sitting president off. What kind of a jerk are you?
The sitting president flipped him off.
Well, no, I take that back. Not flipped him off, but said what he said to the president
called him a pedophile.
is wrong. And so I don't blame the Trump flipping him off.
This is what really gets me about this. And I have friends who they can't write the words Donald Trump without using the term pedophile. They can't do it. And I'm kind of like, President Trump, I don't know if this is because you are a public figure, it would make it difficult, but, maybe it's time to start filing some lawsuits against these people. Maybe it's time to start filing, because what you have to understand is when they began the FBI investigation into Donald Trump, first they had, the special counsel, they had the Mueller investigation, all that, but the FBI started that before a special counsel was ever named, all right? The FBI began an investigation of Donald Trump back in 2016 based upon the so-called file that, the dirty dossier that was full of all kinds of lies and hearsay that was put together in an attempt to smear Trump, paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody knows the story. But they began this investigation. They investigated him throughout the course of his entire presidency. The Mueller report came out. They didn't stop investigating. Joe Biden, I'm going to throw air quotes up here, won the presidency in 2020. They continued to investigate Donald Trump. You know why? Because they were afraid he was going to run again and might feasibly win. They didn't expect him to win the first time, but now that they knew he could, they became quite terrified. And so the Biden DOJ continued to investigate Donald Trump through all 4 years of his presidency. So that's 4 years of the Trump presidency, 4 years of the Biden presidency. I got news for you. If there was any evidence at all that Donald Trump was a pedophile, it would have been presented to the public already. Any really believable evidence. There's one story out there that was recanted later after they were beginning depositions and they were going to go to trial. And this girl realized, there's no way this is going to, I can't continue. I can't keep the story straight is what the problem is, And so she dropped everything and admitted that she had just done it for attention. And before you say, well, nobody would do that. Do you have any idea how many, they kept this under wraps. Do you have any idea how many women accused Brett Kavanaugh of rape during his hearings when it came to confirmation? You have any idea? It was like 16. 16. You heard about 3 of them. You heard about the one that came and testified, Christine Blasey Ford. Couldn't remember the day, couldn't remember the place that the thing took place.
That's a big problem.
Couldn't even remember the year that it happened. It was absolutely crazy. Then there was a second one that came forward, and then there was a third one. The third one was so far-flung that it was kind of like, okay, we're filing charges against you because you're just a big, fat liar. And then there were another 13 women, some of whom are serving jail time now because they wrote letters full of lies accusing Brett Kavanaugh of sexually abusing them, and it turned out they hadn't even met the man. They didn't know him. They never lived near him. Nothing of the kind. So don't tell me that it doesn't happen. Of course it happens, and it has happened to Donald Trump that one particular time. But again, FBI investigation for, 7 solid years?
At least.
7 solid years. If there was anything to find there, it would have been found by now. And if the Biden administration had found it, oh my God, there's no chance the man would be president right now because they would have released that far and they would have released it wide. If there'd been even a hint of something that they could release, it would have been out there. So I look at these people and just go, knock it off. You're making yourself look stupid. I know the other people who are drinking the Kool-Aid, they're on board with you, and they're all like, yeah, pedophile, sure, yeah, he's a pedophile, terrible man. Not one shred of evidence. Not one, not the first shred.
No, but because there's so much hate for President Trump, they'll say things even like that are so far-flung.
Absolutely. And I think some of them actually believe it. But, I'm...
That's where we are right now, Richard.
I'm not concerned about Donald Trump flipping somebody off. We knew who we were getting. We were getting exactly who this country needed at the time. We sure didn't need Kamala Harris.
Well, he's a president that's not going to put up with crap. I don't care if it's coming from, Venezuela. I don't care if it's coming from Iran. I don't care where it's coming from. I don't care if it's at a Ford factory and somebody wants to be a jerk and say that about the president. I got no problem with it. Again, he didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
And I would imagine the moment it was said, it just really got under his skin and said, you know what? Here you go, dude. I'm going to give you the finger.
And these supposed polls that show that he's losing support from people who voted for him, that's a lot of wishful thinking on the part of the media. They really want the people who voted for him to turn their backs on him. But the fact is, it was 77 million people.
And here's the thing. Donald Trump is doing all the things because we voted for Donald Trump in a way that we wanted him to do certain things, and he is checking it off his list.
Yep.
Let's start with the southern border and the economy and the tariffs. Venezuela. I mean, again, the list. He's gone far beyond what we thought he could do in the first year of his administration. And some of these things we didn't even see or think of and go, this is brilliance on his part.
Far more in the first year of his administration than Joe
Than any
Biden
other,
did
I
in
think of
4
any other
years.
president, quite frankly.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. Parrott Structural Services, parrottss.com, 668-2626. When the foundation starts to shift, give way, lean, sink, fail, fall, these are the guys you want to call. They got that helical pier system. They can plant those things and get it down to the bedrock, put your foundation on them, and make sure that you're solid once again. Or if you do slab jacking, they do that, grout pumping, soil stabilization. They got all kinds of cool tools. I've seen them work. Love what they do. Parrott Structural Services. They've got the experience. They've got the integrity. They're the ones who say, get a structural engineer to make sure that what they're telling you is on the up and up. It is. We want you to be sure that it is. Parrott Structural Services, 668-2626, parrottss.com, online.
Nothing's getting done when talk is all you hear. Like someone revving up a truck that never put in gear.
650 Talk 995, talk995.com, and youtube.com, Real Talk 995 TV. Go check us out there. We're there all day. We're here. And then April Marie in for Skippy again today. He's down in Tampa. along with John Bird and his lovely wife. Not John Bird's lovely wife, but Skippy's lovely wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we've got Leland Live coming up in the afternoon. So it's all right there on YouTube TV. If you've ever wondered what we look like, tune it in and just go like, Val's the only one worth looking at.
Not this early.
Pretty much the way it works right there. 545-9950. You want to sound off on something? Let's talk to Debbie Schlussel, our movie maven. She has a couple of websites. Debbie does politics.com. Debbie does movies.com. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend, Debbie Schlussel, and how are you?
Yes, happy MLK Day. I'm doing great. So, listen, I just want to disclose that I am one of the 310 voters and members of the Hollywood Creative Alliance, known as the Hollywood Critics Association. We had the Astra Awards, where the dog beat out Ethan Hawke for one of the best actor categories.
Excellent, yes.
I voted for the dog.
Indy.
The
Good
dog
boy.
was better.
Yeah.
That's right. The dog was better. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. The dog was better, and everyone's making a big deal out of it, and Hollywood's all up in arms. Tough.
I love it. I love it. Also, the dog's not anti-Semitic, so I think that helped a lot.
Did?
Yes, and the dog isn't spouting off on politics or anything else. He's just cute. He knows his role. I like it that way.
He's a good boy.
So I did that, and I'm proud. Now, to the movies this weekend, there isn't that great of a selection. There are a couple ones I liked. I'll start with the biggest one, which is 28 Years Later, Bone Temple.
Yeah.
I walked out of this movie. I stayed for the first 40 minutes, and I couldn't take it anymore. This is a cash grab. I did not like the 28 Years Later movie. I liked the original 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I thought those were great movies. I enjoyed them. About the UK after zombies take over. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. The whole series is. This is just a cash grab. It's based on, or it covers the insane doctor played by Ray Fiennes that's on the mainland still, and then this gang of people that wear blonde wigs. And it was such torture porn. The people with the blonde wigs are dismembering people alive and killing people. I just couldn't take it anymore. And I see a lot of movies, so I see a lot of gore, and I become desensitized to a lot of it. I couldn't watch this, so I left. I don't recommend it. It's absolutely horrible what I did see. I rarely walk out of movies. I usually stay till the end, so this is a sign. It's just very bad. It's very sadistic, and there's no point to it, so no thank you. Duran Duran, I'm sure, got a lot of money out of it because they play a lot of their songs just in the first 40 minutes that I was in there. Ray Fiennes, the doctor character, sings their songs and plays their music. So, but I'd rather hear it on my own without seeing people cut up and tortured. So there's that. Then there is another Ray Fiennes movie that came out called The Coral, and they're really promoting this movie. They had screenings and they had screener links. I found this movie to be incredibly boring and pointless. Takes place during World War I, 1916, and it's in some small British town where a number of the men are off to war, particularly the younger men. A lot of people's sons and brothers have died and been killed in the war, and they're trying to replace them in the town choir, which is known as the Choral. And Ray Fiennes is the choir director. One of the rich people in the town is trying to fund its comeback. It just was boring. Who cares about the choir? And the songs aren't good. The singing isn't good. The stories aren't good. There's barely any stories. There's really no plot. It just meanders. And then it's obsessed with really stupid and gross sex jokes and scenes. I didn't care for it. If you want to fall asleep, this is a great movie for that.
But
Other than that, don't waste it.
Did Ray Fiennes dismember anybody in this movie? That's what I
No,
want to know.
not in this movie, so it was good.
All right, that's better.
And then there is this movie called We Bury the Dead. It actually came out last week. We didn't get to it. I actually enjoyed this movie. Post-apocalyptic Australia. America's attacked Australia. We're always the bad guys, of course. And then some zombie apocalypse has taken place. The zombies, we're told, won't do anything to you, but we find out that's not true. This woman is searching for her husband, who she knows was at a resort in South Australia. She's an American, Daisy Ridley. She volunteers to help clean out the dead bodies, which they are mass burying, in order to look for her husband. You know what? It wasn't boring at all. It was suspenseful. I enjoyed it. There are some twists in it that I didn't see coming. And it's a tight movie. So We Bury the Dead is a decent movie. I also saw a very decent movie called Deadly Warrior, based on a true story about a guy in Indianapolis in 1977 who takes hostage the son of the owner of a mortgage company that he feels has done him wrong and stolen his property. He didn't make the payments. He feels they set him up. It was on TV. They stitch in the real life footage of, I think it was, what's the name of the guy that was the NBC anchor, Chet Huntley, I think?
Brinkley.
Or Brinkley.
Chet Huntley and
All right.
David Brinkley.
So,
Chet Huntley. Okay,
all
yeah,
right,
that's right.
Chet Huntley. He was they have his voice. They stitch in a real life local reporter's footage, and then they have this woman that's a character that's a reporter. I enjoyed this. I love the 70s footage. Everything is 70s accurate. It was a tiny bit slow at certain times, but otherwise I found it to be an entertaining, decent movie. Deadly Wire. He actually rigs a gun to a person's neck. Stay through the credits, because then they show the real life footage. Like I said, I thought it was a decent movie. There are no names in this movie. They did not screen it for critics. And I think because it was low budget, but you can't really tell. I thought it was well done. Deadly Wire. I also saw a movie, Sheepdog, about veterans of either Iraq or Afghanistan and another veteran of Vietnam. And the depression that they go through wasn't bad. I thought it was kind of moving. But I feel like I've seen a lot of this before, and it was kind of a very depressing movie in a lot of ways and kind of dark, but it was okay. Sheepdog. And then there is a movie called 31 Candles that I would say skip at all costs. It's about a guy who's 31 and decides to have his bar mitzvah. This was a woke, awful, boring, slow movie, complete waste of time, and I would say skip this at all costs. So there are a number of new movies. Oh, I want to recommend Song Sung Blue if you want to see a good movie about this couple that are a Neil Diamond and a Neil Diamond impersonator, and Goldie Hawn's daughter, of course, Kate Hudson, plays his love interest. I thought this was very entertaining and moving. It's a little sad, but I thought it was good. Do not see Marty Supreme. This is a horrible 2.5 hour long, slow, boring, I would say self-loathing, anti-Semitic, self-hating by Jews movie, and it's just awful and extremely stressful about this guy who wants to become a ping pong champion. He's a horrible person and basically a criminal.
Lovely. All right, that's
the one I'm hearing is Song Sung Blue.
Song
Everything
Sung Blue
else
is good.
don't see.
There's a couple of other there that she talked about. We Buried the Dead. She liked that one. I saw that they're re-releasing Reservoir Dogs on the big screen. Is this an anniversary of some kind, I guess?
I'm sorry, which movie?
Reservoir Dogs, the very first Quentin Tarantino
Really?
directed film.
So
yeah.
they're doing a lot of this stuff where it's the 40th anniversary, 25th, whatever, and they put things back on the screen because they just don't have a lot of good movies.
Yeah,
Like
that is
Jaws.
the
Didn't
problem.
they do that with Jaws?
They did. Well, and the problem
Yes.
here, of course, is that when you go see these really good movies from the 70s and 80s and 90s, then everything that comes out today looks like garbage, and you're like, oh, that's what movies are supposed to be. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
Well, We Bury the Dead, Song Sung Blue, Deadly Wire.
Deadly Wire, marvelous. Thank you very much, Debbie. We appreciate you. We'll do it again next Friday. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
All right, take care. Debbie Schlussel. Debbie does politics.com. Debbie does movies.com. Lot to choose from out there if you want to go spend some time in a darkened theater.
Sounds like some scary films out
Oh,
there.
yeah, Reservoir Dogs is looking better and better to me, to be honest with you. Sticks dividing on top.